From terrifying creatures captured on CCTV, to explorations into haunted forests, and even terrifying animal encounters, these are just a few of the things we will look at. Stick to the end. This man installed a CCTV camera, but one night it bombarded him with alerts. What he saw in it was pure nightmare fuel. This eerie video was uploaded on TikTok by a user who had recently installed a new CCTV camera. At first, everything seemed normal. He would occasionally get notifications about movement around his house, which made sense since he lived in a wooded area. But one night, things took a terrifying turn. His camera started sending motion alerts every 20 seconds. When he checked the footage, he saw something lurking in the bushes. And if that wasn't creepy enough, this creepy figure was also seen peeking into his front door, as if searching for a way inside. People in the comments are calling this creature the Rake, and honestly, based on this footage, it sure looks like it. But even if it isn't the Rake, whatever this thing is, yeah, I'm never living near a forest. Ever. This hiker nearly had a heart attack when he saw what looked like a shadowy figure waiting and watching him from the fog. This eerie footage comes from Instagram, where a user shared the chilling moment he spotted something in the mountains. In the video, you can clearly see a shadowy figure standing in the distance, motionless, watching. It almost felt like this humanoid figure wanted something from him. Just as the hiker was about to lose his mind, he realized what was actually happening. It was a phenomenon known as the Brocken Spectre. This eerie illusion occurs when the sun shines from behind an observer who is looking down from a ridge or peak into mist or fog. The light projects the observer's own shadow into the fog, often in a distorted, ghostly shape. So in reality, this terrifying figure was just his own reflection, basically nature's way of scaring the life out of you. These two brothers were walking along a forest trail at night when their camera captured something that defies all explanation.
You can't see nothing with the naked eye.
No, you can't. Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guy?
In this eerie video, recorded deep in the woods, darkness surrounds them as the cameraman desperately tries to capture something strange he just saw. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a white, smoky figure appears, only to vanish into thin air just seconds later.
You can't see nothing with the naked eye.
No, you can't. Whoa, did any of you just see something walk in front of the camera there, guy?
At first glance, it looks like a humanoid figure, but I know what you're thinking. Could this just be smoke from a nearby campfire? Well, maybe, but in that exact shape and appearing for just a brief moment before completely disappearing. Yeah, something paranormal is definitely going on here. If you think losing a head means death, think again, because this creature you're about to see still moves, still plays, with its own severed head. This video has been going wild on the internet, showing a bee that seems to defy the very laws of life. Its head is literally hanging on by what looks like a single vessel, yet it's still alive, fidgeting, twitching, and moving its own head. At first, this looks like some kind of nightmarish zombie bee situation, but there's actually a scientific explanation behind it. This is a worker bee, and believe it or not, they can survive for a short time without their heads. That's because bees have a decentralized nervous system, allowing them to perform basic tasks purely through instinct. It's creepy, sure, but at the same time, it almost feels like a superpower. Imagine if humans could do that. Wait, actually, don't. This video comes from the Rocky Hills, where a camera captured something so unsettling, it's shaking the entire internet. Uploaded to YouTube by the channel The Haunting World, this footage at first seems like an ordinary scenic view of the mountains. But at the 20-second mark, something chilling happens. A shadowy humanoid figure appears on the rocks, moving up the hill before vanishing into thin air. Slowing down and zooming in, we can make out the head of the figure. And according to the comments, this might be the spirit of a long-lost farmer who supposedly died in these hills years ago. If this video is real, it's yet another eerie reminder that ghosts and spirits aren't just legends. They might be a reality. And with sightings like this, maybe it's time we start treating them as just another part of our world. These kids tried cleansing a haunted house after a YouTube tutorial. What happened next became their worst nightmare.
My back's burning.
Is it really?
My back's burning.
Oh my god. You're kidding, right? You're kidding.
No.
This video, originally uploaded as a Facebook reel, shows a group of kids attempting a house cleansing ritual. But things took a terrifying turn. As one of them was using smoke to purify the house, he suddenly felt an intense burning sensation on his back. When they lifted his shirt, what they saw left everyone horrified. Fresh, deep scratch marks shaped like a handprint.
My back's burning.
Is it really?
My back's burning.
Oh my god. You're kidding, right? You're kidding.
Some might argue that the video is fake, but the kid's genuine reaction tells a different story. His pure shock and the pain in his voice suggests that whatever happened was very real. I bet after this, that kid won't be following random YouTube tutorials again, even if it's just for his homework. Sometimes you see things on the internet that make you pray they're fake, and this video is one of them. This unsettling footage comes from TikTok and has left the entire internet shaken. In the video, we see a bizarre figure lurking behind the bushes, almost as if it's watching, waiting. But as the camera zooms in, we get a horrifyingly clear look at its face, twisted, unnatural, with eerie glowing eyes and horns protruding from its head. I don't know about you, but this screams demonic to me. If I were the person recording, I wouldn't be zooming in. I'd be running for my life and never looking back. Have you ever heard of the elevator ghost? Well, After watching this video, you might think twice before stepping into an elevator again. This eerie footage comes from an elevator security camera showing what seems like an ordinary moment. A man, dressed like a nurse, exits the elevator, but just as he leaves, something else appears. A dark, shadowy orb manifests out of nowhere, hovering and moving around inside the sealed elevator. It drifts ominously, stopping near the walls like it's observing something, before vanishing into thin air. This chilling footage is a reminder. These entities can appear anywhere, even in the most ordinary places. So, next time you step into an elevator, maybe leave a little extra space. You never know who or what might be riding with you.
In this household, the owner installed a motion tracking camera because strange things kept happening in the house. She is familiar with the events and complains that this is not the first time strange things happened. Before the video begins, something must have happened, as she seems concerned about the cat, calling it to come to her. But we soon see that the door starts moving, as if someone is meddling with it. When she approaches the door, it is clear that no one is there. Could it be a ghostly apparition? Her cat also is aware of the uncanny presence of the unknown and seems to be spooked. She even goes to the back of the door and talks to the ghost, as if this is all too familiar to her. She curses to whatever that's behind the door and tells it to leave the door alone. But once the woman begins petting and trying to calm down the cat, something creepier happens. The lady seems overwhelmed by these ghostly activities, as if she's experienced this over and over again. This unsettling video comes to a conclusion, but one question lingers in the minds of those who have witnessed it. What insidious forces inhabit this house? Is it a poltergeist, trying to make its presence known? One night, the mother of a daughter was notified by her camera application that motion was detected in the room. The mother, not knowing what is going on in the middle of the night, checks the monitor, only to see a scary sight. We can clearly see something running across the screen next to the kid's bed. Even the motion camera moves a bit, following the figure's movement. Soon after, the mother comes to the room and asks her child if she has a cat in her room. It becomes more peculiar when the child responds that there was no cat in the room.
Is there a cat in here? Is there a cat in here? No.
It becomes clear that surely it might be a ghost cat because the mother wrote about this footage online, saying they recently had to put down their family cat due to illness, and that might be her soul still lingering next to the child, who she had a loving relationship with. In 2017, this trail camera in East Texas Davy Crockett National Forest caught an uncanny sighting at night in a remote location. In this picture, we can see a figure of what appears to be a woman walking around alone in the forest. This is definitely a creepy sight because of the fact that it was captured on a trail camera at a time where certainly no one would be walking around alone in the wilderness. The park rangers were not able to track her, and no one was reported missing around that area. Was this truly a person we've witnessed? Could she be lost or a fugitive? Or did this trail camera catch a ghost? In the still of the night, this trail camera caught what appears to be a slender shadow running across the front yard of a house. When we slow down the recording, as the figure is running, one might assume it to be a normal human being. But as it goes past, it starts vanishing and disappears into the thin air. This footage is really strange, and what transpires is really mysterious. At a closer range, from its pale figure and almost invisible like stature, one can conclude it to be a ghostly apparition. But it could also be a glitch with the recording camera, as this type of things are known to happen with cheaper equipment, where a person's body is no longer processed by the camera, and thus it appears to vanish. A trail camera picks up an unusual sight of a creature fumbling with the camera. Only fur from the animal can be seen. The creature had come around and spotted the camera, and perhaps out of curiosity, it tries to figure what the object is. In the process, it reveals its face, and we can see it's a bear. The bear, with its large paws and inherent wilderness, inadvertently damages the camera as it forcefully rips it off, showcasing its inability to handle delicate objects. This woman heard some crows going crazy in the forest, and she began filming in case they start again. She tries to look for the crows in the sky, but she finds none. But her camera catches something else in the forest, lurking. In between the trees, she sees a figure that catches her eyes. Amongst the trees, a dark hulking image that appeared in one frame. The figure appears to be a large, hairy creature, potentially resembling the mythical Bigfoot. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it is generally depicted as a large bipedal humanoid covered in fur. What even seems scarier is when the creature lifts up its arm and seems to wave at the woman. The woman obviously freaks out, as it is indeed a frightening sight to see while walking all alone in a forest. Although the video does not show anything more, and we get a very brief sight of the creature, it still raises the question of whether she may have captured a glimpse of the legendary Sasquatch or Bigfoot. This is a recording from a ranger who was conducting a survey in a remote area when he noticed something strange in the depths of the field. The ranger flashes his spotlight scanning the area when he sees a peculiar white figure. Sensing it is being watched, it swiftly crawls behind a tree to hide. The ranger maintains the flashlight in the specific area, and 5 seconds later, it is seen emerging from the shadows, creeping stealthily between the trees, going in deeper in the woods. When we zoom in the footage, the creature bears a haunting resemblance to the infamous rake that at times walks on its fours, giving an illusion of a crawling figure. A police officer is called out to investigate a disturbance in a certain area, because apparently, neighbors complained a man had been screaming for almost over an hour. Upon arriving at the scene, it seems as if the screams had abruptly ceased. He constantly uses his flashlight to search any signs of the unusual, as he cautiously proceeded down the road, but his flashlight suddenly illuminates a chilling sight at the far end of a branching road on his right. A pale and ghostly figure appeared to be sitting down. Without warning, it rises and starts darting towards the officer. The sheriff is spooked and becomes alerted. He immediately turns around away to flee from the imminent danger. After a close inspection, one can recognize the unknown figure to be one of the cryptids from its humanoid figure, white-like complexion and elongated limbs. The authenticity of the video is of course a matter of debate. However, there is no denying the strange and unsettling nature of the creature that is captured on film. Whether it is a real creature or simply a clever hoax, the video is sure to spark curiosity and speculation. A security camera captures a peculiar occurrence in a backyard in Weslaco, Texas. In the dead of the night, when it is devoid of any activities, a small girl is seen walking hurriedly from the back of a storehouse across to the other end. One can easily wonder what a young girl could be doing walking casually in the middle of the night. The small girl seems to be in a white dress and seems to be all alone. The owner claims there isn't any young girl in their house or living in their vicinity, hence why he thought this site is so creepy. At a closer range, from its pale figure and almost invisible-like stature, one can conclude it to be a ghostly apparition. We also have a continuation, as the owner, baffled by what he saw, went on to investigate the surrounding area of his backyard. The area is scary and seems to be empty, not one trace of a person having been there. The man goes to the fence of the yard and records the eerie darkness, but nothing out of ordinary can be seen. So what exactly did the camera catch? Was it a glitch with the recording, or did it really catch a glimpse of the immaterial?
Apparently, someone was randomly flying their drone in the neighborhood, trying to capture the pretty scene around it. However, what they came across was something they were not expecting at all. Recorded in a park in the USA, this video captured a weird creature wandering around. At first, it looked like just a man, but when the camera zoomed in a bit, it became clear that it was not a human being. With a skin covered with hair and a physique like that, the creature was just something else. When the clip was uploaded on the internet, people were quick to claim that it was Bigfoot. By the looks of it, the creature does look exactly like what a Bigfoot would. So does that mean that the famous Bigfoots are real and lurking around us without us knowing? Where it can be true, there is always a chance that it was a man with a costume on or something. The video starts off with a man recording some creature hiding in the bushes, while his dog is nearby, barking at the creature. For a few seconds, the creature kept hiding. It had dark-colored skin. Therefore, it was clear it wasn't a lion. The probabilities pointed towards it being a bear, but it is unlikely for bears to show such behavior. It was when the creature came out of its sneaking spot that it became clear that it was a wolf, and not just a wolf, but the biggest wolf anyone had ever seen. It looked like a deadly beast straight out of a horror fiction. For the next couple of seconds, it followed around the dog, and the dog clearly knew that it had no chance against the mighty beast. The video ended right there, and we could not see if the wolf went away or if it ended in any other way. However, as it looked like, the dire wolf did not look like in a mood to hunt the dog or its owner filming everything nearby. About a minute long, this clip captured something that shocked everyone who saw it when it was uploaded on YouTube. Titled as "Running Bigfoot," the video made rounds for months, with everyone coming up with their own theories about the clip and the creature it featured. It starts off with a camera whose holder appears to be shaking as he could not hold the camera steadily, and it takes a second to see the reason behind it too. There was a scary creature roaming around in the woods, which the man was trying to capture on his camera, even though the situation was quite dangerous considering the size of the creature. The man stays at a safe distance while following the creature who apparently was rushing off to somewhere, therefore noticing no one around it. After watching the clip, there were multiple theories ranging from it being proof of Bigfoot's existence, to others saying it is a result of the unusual experiments humans have been doing on animals. We leave it up to you guys to decide which it was for this clip. Recorded in Mount St. Helens, Washington a couple of years ago, this clip recorded a creature in an absolutely remote area. At first, the men were recording the trees and the dust that just started rising out of nowhere, but then they spotted something in the back. As they zoomed in, they immediately knew the reason behind everything suspicious that had been happening in the area. There was a huge creature with a human-like walk, rushing away to somewhere. As it appeared, the creature had dark-colored skin and was the size of a human easily as well. It could be just a human with black overalls on. However, as the men zoomed in further and if we slowed it down a bit, we could see that even the face was covered in black hair or something. This leads us to only two possibilities. Either it was a Bigfoot that the men accidentally captured, or it was a man in a costume trying to prank others.
This video was captured by a hiker exploring the Canadian Mount Temple, and it showcases a rather peculiar sight. In the footage, we see a dry, rocky mountain landscape with something resembling a shadowy step or presence approaching from a distance. Strangely, this mysterious entity appears to cause the sedimentary rocks on the ground to shift as it moves. As it draws nearer, the backpack lying on the ground appears to react to its presence, and then the enigmatic entity passes by the camera person before disappearing. What's intriguing is that wherever this entity traverses, it seems to lift these sedimentary rocks. I don't believe it's some kind of invisible hobbit or ghost causing this. Instead, it might be something like a small tornado, close to the ground, that's capable of lifting these tiny rocks along its path, because when it approaches the backpack, it appears as though there's a sudden burst of strong wind. A combination of a desolate road cutting through a dense forest at night can certainly set the stage for a spine-chilling encounter, and that's precisely what unfolds in this video. Here, we witness a car navigating a desolate forest road, its headlights piercing through the darkness. However, as the car makes a turn and proceeds forward, something swift darts across the road right in front of the vehicle. Upon closer examination, with slowed down and zoomed in footage, it becomes apparent that this creature bears a striking resemblance to a werewolf, displaying its characteristic physical features. It moves with remarkable speed and possesses a considerable size, vanishing from view in the blink of an eye. What makes this encounter truly hair-raising is the fact that the driver was alone on this isolated road. And as legends go, werewolves are not known for their friendliness towards humans. This video, shared by a Facebook user who goes by the name Colliamd, claims to capture footage of Bigfoot during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. In the video, we see the person behind the camera attempting to conceal themselves while recording a large, dark, and seemingly massive black figure moving in the distance. This enigmatic figure briefly appears in the frame for just a few seconds before disappearing into the woods. Some might argue that it could be a large ape or gorilla, but what sets this being apart is its walking posture. It appears to move in a more humanoid manner rather than the typical gait of a gorilla or ape. Furthermore, the sheer size and massive body frame of this creature seem to align more with the legendary description of Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this intriguing footage? A mother posted a video on Facebook explaining that while she was out grocery shopping, her son had taken her phone and recorded himself. The intention was simply to capture some fun moments, but the video ended up revealing something deeply unsettling. In the video, the child is seen happily recording himself. However, as he moves through the hallway and into a room, something truly strange appears. There are a pair of eyes on the ceiling behind him. These eyes emit an eerie, glowing light, and convey a sense of dread. Boy continues past without noticing them. Towards the end of his recording, as he sets the phone down to finish, something even more unsettling appears in the corner of the frame. A dark, shadowy figure standing there. What makes this truly creepy is that the boy was alone at home, and his mother had just gone out for a quick trip to the grocery store. It's safe to say that after this experience, the mother might think twice about leaving her child alone in such circumstances. This video comes from Spain and depicts the aftermath of a road accident. In the footage, we can see paramedics and first responders tending to injured individuals scattered around the scene. Additionally, there's a bus that appears to be involved in the accident. Amidst all this commotion, there's an observer lurking in the background, unnoticed by everyone on the scene, but captured by the camera. Upon closer examination, achieved by zooming in and pausing the video, it becomes apparent that this lurker is a humanoid creature, completely naked. Its features bear a resemblance to that of a skinwalker, and it possesses long arms. The unsettling question that arises is, why is this skinwalker there, lurking in the shadows? Is it waiting for someone to become separated from the group so it can pounce, or could it have had some involvement in causing the accident in the first place? The mystery surrounding the presence of this enigmatic creature adds a chilling layer to an already distressing situation. Uploaded on TikTok, this clip showed a creature that perfectly fit the definition of a Bigfoot. It was huge, had skin covered with hair all over, and was hiding in the trees. According to the man who uploaded it, this was a legit Bigfoot, and he had seen it before too. However, if we look at the video more carefully, it looks more like the creature was stalking the man while the man was recording it. Maybe the creature got offended by the man's presence, or maybe it was planning on how to get rid of him. Whichever the cause, the internet was swarmed with arguments about the authenticity of this clip. To some, it was just a fake, as the creature could be a man in a costume standing there, while to others, it was part of a plan by the government to cause controversy and distract people from more important issues. This 40-second long video was a nightmare for the husband and wife who were out with their little kid when a bear started following them. At first, they tried shouting at it, thinking that would somehow scare it away, but the bear seemed determined and kept following.
Hey! Hey! Go home!
However, it was not charging at them. It was just walking at a slow speed. The man told his wife to hold their son and walk faster so they could get away from it, while all the kid was interested in was if they could play dead, just as he must have heard in the stories.
Can we play dead now? Can we play dead?
Griffin?
Luckily, they were able to leave the bear behind without triggering an attack or anything, and got back safely. The encounter, although it must have left a mark on the family, was something they would never forget. Apparently, someone who was skiing in the mountains happened to capture a weird sight. What they claimed was that it was a Bigfoot they had recorded on their camera. The clip, when uploaded on the internet, raised a lot of questions by the viewers about the existence of Bigfoot. The clip appears to show a hairy, brown, and large creature taking a stroll on the mountain. The creature seems to have a lot of similarity to what a Bigfoot is like, so we cannot just disregard the claims either. Moreover, the clip was recorded in a rather remote area where most people wouldn't even go, so the idea of a human being there sounds suspicious. But is it really a Bigfoot? Or just a very good hoax? Or maybe a case of misinterpreted identity? The video surely provides food for thought for the viewers, and a reason to go and research this not-so-mythical creature and its sightings. Imagine going to Disneyland and capturing a spooky sight there with no explanation ever given by anyone for it. This man experienced this when he was in Disneyland and spotted a mysterious smoke ring in the sky. Not just him, but almost every person was there intrigued by it. Several different theories were put forward as to what the ring could be, Some people speculated whether it would be possible to fake the video. Other people thought it might have been a strange weather phenomenon. The shape is said to have remained in the sky for 3 minutes, and it's very rare that a cloud circle that perfect would remain without being blown away at that height. Do let us know if you guys have any logical explanation for this spooky phenomenon. The woods and the wild will always have mysteries you have never even imagined in your life. The woman was passing by when she spotted this creature on camera, and just like others in today's video, she kept claiming it was a Bigfoot. According to her, she was in quite a remote place, and no one goes there usually. What the clip showed was a huge brown figure with hair all over its body, which we can describe as a creepy humanoid as well, who decided to run away as soon as it saw the woman. It appeared to be walking like a human, so there is a big chance that it must be someone in a costume, because there is no reason for a beast to run away as it spots a human being, and for a human to not be scared when encountering such a deadly beast. This scary video was recorded by a person who decided to visit the ruins of an old place right in the middle of the woods at night. Such places are only known for the worst events, yet humans sometimes cannot resist their curious nature. The man was recording it all using his flashlight when he spotted something weird at one spot. As he focused his camera there, a scary creature appeared in sight. A wolf, like being with hair on his face and all over the body, was looking straight toward the man. The creature did not look like a human, neither completely like a wolf or any other animal. It waited for a few seconds before coming toward the man, who, in turn, ran for his life as fast as he could. When the video hit the internet, everyone was quick to point out the fact that the creature looked very similar to what a werewolf would be like. However, with no concrete proof, these claims and theories just remained claims and theories. A family kept sensing weird activities in their home, and to make sure if the house was haunted or not, they set up cameras everywhere. And what the camera recorded shocked them all. A creature appears from the right side and keeps moving around here and there for a few seconds before disappearing from sight. It looked like a creepy ghost of a kid, probably. The family, on the other hand, after watching this, decided to move out of the place immediately, now that what they had always sensed appeared to be quite true. However, there is a big chance that it was just their little kid pulling out some creepy pranks on them.
In this haunting video, the innocence of a child unfolds amidst a backdrop of the paranormal. As the child plays and goofs around, he seems to not be alone in the room. Although hard to see at first, we can notice an ephemeral being seeming to play with the child. The entity does not seem to want to harm the child, who also seems to be aware of that. Is it a ghostly apparition, trapped between realms and drawn to the child's presence? Could it be a protective spirit? Or is it our imagination coming from just a camera glitch? This person was having a party at their house, but he noticed some weird movement outside their house. They went outside to check and spotted something strange, hiding. They pointed the flashlight to confirm if there is anything there. Not seeing anything, the person closes the flashlight to see if that will bait whatever is hiding in the darkness. When they open the flashlight again, at a closer scrutiny, a glimmer of movement behind a distant rock caught their eye. A small, unusual being peeks from the rock, then hides. The person then keeps doing that repeatedly, and as before we can see the small being peeking again timidly. There are points when the unusual being comes out exposing part of its body. The thing resembles the height of a toddler, appears white or pink in color, and as it goes back, we can see its short hand. We can hear the woman in the background pleading for the flashlight to be turned on.
Turn the light on. Turn the light on again.
And this time, they catch half of its body. Might this be one of the Makiawisug, the little people from Native Americans' myths? They have come to punish those who did not compel to their rules, or they have come to reward who were kind to them. In this clip, a man was in his yard when he noticed something dark moving near the wood line. He tries to use his phone to see if he can have a closer look. As he tries to zoom in, he can see the dark blob but can't make out what it is and continues recording. A second one pops out. As the one stands there staring at him, the other one looks oblivious. The larger one goes behind that tree and starts peeking from the other side. Could this be the site of a group of Bigfoot-like creatures? Something out of the ordinary stands out against the stark backdrop of a snowy forest. A tree begins to wobble as though being pushed by an invisible force, and then it vanishes. The cameraman is startled and rapidly zooms in to get a better look.
Something happened over there. There's the trees.
When another tree appears and joins the ethereal show, amazing things happen. It seems to have been plucked from the earth and is then observed floating weightlessly through the air, as if propelled there by supernatural forces. The cameraman's voice cracks with awe and amusement as he exits the scene. As the screen fades to black, the mystery remains, leaving us to wonder about the invisible forces at work in the world. Could the tree have been uprooted by the mysterious Bigfoot, whose existence has been a mystery to humans for centuries? During a Facebook live session, the streamer discloses that unusual things have been happening in the backyard of his house. He opens the door to his backyard and records as he tries to stabilize his camera phone. As he closely zooms into the further backyard, what we see runs a chill behind our backs.
This is the exact spot that I just...
The figure suddenly appears, emerging from the deepest shadows. It moved with an unnerving swiftness, resembling a cryptid straight out of folklore. Its elongated limbs blurred as it ran past the lamplight through the blackness, leaving a lingering chill in its wake. We can look at the stabilized video and we can see the immense stature of the figure. Even with a costume, no one would be able to look this huge and move this smoothly. Even the comments from the viewers, which were filled with astonishment and amazement, poured over the screen of his phone in a continuous stream. Is it a harmless joke, or may something more sinister be at work here? This driver had just left a late-night party and was coming home when he noticed something unusual. The footage from the dashboard camera shows a perplexing image that is concentrated at the side of the road where a deer can be seen standing still in its tracks and commanding attention. But what really sent chills was the ghostly figure that stood beside the deer, an eerie white silhouette mirroring the height and form of a human who stood there, defying the boundaries of the known. After closely zooming and stabilizing the image, it appeared as though the ghost form was gently petting the deer. The footage reveals a spine-chilling moment. What caused this footage, and why does it look like a human close to the deer? Was it a ghostly figure or a trick of the camera? Nestled within the depths of Guatemala, a park ranger discovers that he is caught up in an intricate web of unexplained occurrences. As the ranger emerges from his cabin and as he approaches his quad bike, we hear an eerie symphony of unease permeating the air around him. Once more, the ghostly wails can be heard resonating with persistence. Because the park ranger is familiar with the native creatures residing there, he is confident that the eerie howls are coming from a creature that is not native to that area and does not belong there. This leaves the ranger wondering if the cries are of an animal or something more sinister. This trail camera captured this eerie footage in the depths of the wilderness. The grainy image reveals a creature, its familiar and inexplicably uncanny form. The creature in the footage has since been named the Tehachapi Dogman. At first glance, the shadow appears to be a normal wolf, but upon closer scrutiny, its presence seems more immense than any canine entity. A stooped bipedal person with a slumped posture came into view. The creature's form suggests something more menacing, defying the boundaries of the natural world. One of the scariest things you can witness on a road trip is a Bigfoot lurking in the woods, and this unfortunate family saw exactly that. In this video, we see a view of the dense wood's edge, and there in the distance, a massive black creature is hiding behind a tree. The family, recording from their car, spots this creature. Aware that it's being watched, the creature attempts to conceal itself further by crouching down. This creature appeared massive with a wide frame body and a very humanoid walk. However, the size of the Bigfoot in the video seems to be more like an average human, raising doubts about its authenticity. In my opinion, this video appears a bit fake, as the Bigfoot's size resembles that of a human wearing a Bigfoot suit. Many people believe in the devil, picturing it as a scary being with two horns on its head. But have you ever imagined actually encountering one? In a video from New Mexico, we can spot a strange figure on top of a fancy structure. This figure is quite unsettling, with glowing, evil-looking eyes and a big tail. It's also very tall and has a pale white body. Strangely, it seems like this creature noticed the person filming it, giving the camera an eerie stare before disappearing into the darkness. The locals who captured this video claim to have seen this devilish creature on multiple occasions. They say it only reveals itself to a select few in the dark of night. In this video, we witness a speedboat cutting through the water, and right behind the boat is an exceptionally odd-looking creature. This creature is leaping out of the water like a dolphin, but its head shape is genuinely strange. While it might be a seal following the boat, its eyes reflecting the camera's flashlight give them an otherworldly appearance. If indeed this is a seal, it's astonishing to observe how proficiently they move and how swiftly they can navigate the water, despite their hefty body structure. Nevertheless, even if it's a seal, the sight of this creature following the boat was undeniably strange for the passengers. It adds a bit of an eerie touch to their otherwise casual boat ride. In the video, the camera captures a brief glimpse of a creature as the car drives past a leafless forest. It stands upright on two legs, covered in brown fur, similar to what we imagine Bigfoot would look like. The moment is fleeting and leaves us with questions. Could this be a rare encounter with a mysterious being? Or is it simply a trick of the light and shadows between the trees? While it's tempting to believe in the possibility of a Bigfoot sighting, common sense suggests it might just be the forest playing visual tricks as we pass by. Personally, I lean towards the latter explanation. The woods are full of natural illusions, especially when viewed from a moving vehicle. In a video shot by someone in the woods, we see something that catches our attention. It's a big, hairy creature walking on two legs, kind of like how we'd imagine Bigfoot to walk. It's covered in black hair and moves in a way that makes us wonder if it could be an animal we know or something more mysterious. The creature doesn't seem to notice it's being filmed as it walks behind the trees. It's just a short clip, but it's enough to make us think about all the stories of Bigfoot we've heard. Honestly, while the video is pretty interesting, I think we've got to be careful before jumping to conclusions. The woods are full of animals that can look strange in the right light, so it could be just a normal animal looking unusual from a distance. Caught on a surveillance camera with a view to a window, something startling appears. For about 3 seconds, a strange-looking creature pops into the frame. We can't make out its face or the details of its body, but one thing seems clear. It doesn't look like any person. Then, as quickly as it came, the creature vanishes from sight. The brief appearance of this being raises more questions than answers. Could it be a skinwalker, as some might speculate, or is there a simpler explanation? The video doesn't give us much to go on, just a fleeting glimpse that could set imaginations running wild. In my view, while the idea of a skinwalker is intriguing, it's also important to consider more ordinary possibilities before jumping to supernatural conclusions. It's the unknown that often captures our curiosity, but sometimes what seems extraordinary might just be a trick of light or shadow. From the viewpoint of a moving car, a camera films a peculiar sight across the road, a humanoid shadow dashing at an unnerving speed. It's there one moment and gone the next, only to reappear, charging towards the car. The eyes of the figure shine strangely, which is especially unsettling. The entire encounter lasts but a moment, and the figure's non-human appearance leaves a chilling impression. The speed and the eerie glow of the eyes might suggest something out of the ordinary. Could it be something supernatural? It's a question that hangs in the air as the footage plays out. In my opinion, while the video certainly gives off a mysterious vibe, there's likely a practical explanation. Perhaps it's just a person caught in the right light, or maybe a trick of the camera. Whatever it is, it's a reminder of how easily the ordinary can seem extraordinary under the right circumstances. A man films the autumnal woods, where the leaves paint the ground in shades of brown. At first, there's just a whisper of movement, a shadow that could be anything. Then the shadow comes to life, revealing a large, furry black creature that skillfully climbs a tree. It looks similar to what people say Bigfoot looks like. This brief sighting stirs the imagination. Could it be the elusive creature many have searched for, or is it simply one of the forest's known inhabitants, like a bear? The idea of Bigfoot has always sparked curiosity and debate. Personally, I think the woods hold many secrets, and sometimes they let us catch a glimpse. Whether this is a rare animal or the legendary Bigfoot, it's a fascinating peek into the hidden life of the forest. This next video shows an animal that looks a lot like the chupacabra. For those who don't know what this is, the chupacabra, or chupacabras, is a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of the Americas. The name comes from the animal's reported vampirism. The chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. Physical descriptions of the creature vary. In Puerto Rico and in Latin America, it is generally described as a heavy creature, reptilian and alien, roughly the size of a small bear, and with a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail. Many people online claim this to be one such creature. But to be honest, I am not sure. Rather, a dog with a skin condition, mistaken to be a cryptid. The ocean holds many secrets, but none as mysterious as the sighting in this footage taken in Israel. A A seemingly ordinary video of waves crashing against rocks turns into a haunting experience when a bizarre creature is spotted. The camera is fixated on a rock, and at first, it appears to be a seal. The two men filming saying that to themselves, but on closer inspection, it is something far more unusual. Suddenly, the strange figure turns around, revealing a pale, blurry face, who then crawls towards the back of the rock before jumping into the sea. The two men are astonished by what they witnessed, realizing it was not a seal. If we analyze the video more closely, the mysterious figure does seem to take the form of a mermaid, a mythological creature of the sea. But could this really be a mermaid? Or is it merely a CGI effect? The possibility of this being an optical illusion is not ruled out, but the thought of a mermaid existing in our world is enough to send shivers down one's spine. The ocean is vast and full of secrets, and who knows what else may be lurking in its depths. This video comes from a Facebook user who shared their experience of venturing into an area frequently linked with Bigfoot sightings. The video starts with a view of the deep Canadian woods, accompanied by the heavy breathing of the camera person, indicating their unease. As the camera zooms in on the distant trees, something emerges from the woods, briefly appearing before retreating back into the forest. Let's examine this closely. Upon closer inspection, we can see a large figure with a thick black coat covering its body, while it could be mistaken for a gorilla or an ape. The distinct way it walks on two legs and its posture set it apart from the capabilities of such animals. Additionally, the considerable size of its legs and body is different from that of an ape or gorilla. With those options ruled out, we're left to consider it was a Bigfoot. Seeing a Bigfoot is terrifying on its own, but being chased by one, it's a scenario even the bravest souls would rather avoid. This video originates from Nanoin Rivers Park, Canada. Initially, the footage reveals a frozen, snowy river with the forest at its edge. Then, the camera captures some animal droppings, probably from a deer or buck, nothing extraordinary. The man continues his walk, and after a few steps, he spots a lengthy black hair on the ground. Picking it up, he realizes how thick it is. Soon, the man reaches the forest's edge. Venturing into the woods, the man records the environment and the surrounding trees. After a while, distant sounds catch his attention. Panning the camera towards the source, we catch a glimpse of a fur-covered creature walking casually. However, upon noticing the camera, the creature's demeanor shifts from casual to aggressive. It sprints towards the camera, making the cameraman make a quick decision any sensible person would make. He bolts for his life. Watching this, my advice to you is simple. No footage is worth more than your safety. If you ever encounter such a creature, just run. Encountering a real-life mermaid may be the dream of many kids, but the reality might not match expectations. This video captures a mysterious scene on an unidentified shore where scientists covered in protective gear gather around an unknown aquatic creature. Two individuals are also seen standing next to a stretcher. Scientists then carefully lift the creature onto a stretcher, revealing its fish-like tail. However, the atmosphere takes an eerie turn when the scientists move, and we can see the creature's human-like upper body attached to the tail. The being resembles a mermaid, and the scientists transport it away on the stretcher. A number of confusing aspects arise from this scene. Why are scientists wearing such protective suits? Why have they sealed off the area? And why the secrecy surrounding the mermaid-like creature? The questions remain unanswered. In this video, shared by a TikTok user, he explains that he began recording when he heard a noise outside his house. The video shows the man using a flashlight to have a look at nearby bushes, trying to figure out what caused the sound. Suddenly, a rock is thrown from behind him. Startled, the man turns to the direction of the rock and spots two glowing eyes in the distance, lurking in the darkness. Frightened, he quickly leaves the area. The eyes appear very alive and eerie, and they seem to be staring directly at the camera. While it could be an animal, the fact that someone threw a rock raises suspicions. Animals don't usually do that. This video was captured by a wildlife camera intended to record the activities inside a bird's nest. However, it ended up capturing something quite different. While the camera was focused on the nest and the young birds, it also captured a mysterious presence. This dark figure was spotted moving beneath the nest. The video's focus remains on the nest, making it hard to make out the details of this entity. Yet, upon zooming in, we can observe that the creature is entirely black and seems to have a human-like shape, particularly in how it moves. Some viewers of this clip suggest it might be an ape, which is a possibility. However, there are also those who believe it could be the legendary Bigfoot. What's your take on this? The homeowner noticed strange noises coming from the back of the house, which were captured by the security camera. The video captures a chilling, distant scream of a creature. Later, another camera records the same eerie scream coming from the darkness. It could very well be a mountain lion or some other wild animal. But what's unsettling for me is the terrifying rumbling within those screams. The feeling they evoke is like the calls of a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are creatures that only emerge at night and are known for making such cries to communicate with their companions. Whether it was a mountain lion or a skinwalker, it's best for the homeowner to avoid any encounters, especially during the night. Trail cameras are truly fascinating, as they capture animal encounters that would otherwise remain unseen. Yet this particular trail camera has captured something truly strange. In the video, we can see a dense forest. After a few moments, a strange humanoid figure materializes seemingly out of thin air, and then swiftly disappears behind a tree. The video's quality is low, making it hard for me to make out the figure's features, but its shape appears human-like. Also, the way it walks also resembles human movement, but its towering height stands out against the surrounding trees. According to the person who uploaded the video, this forest is rumored to be haunted by the spirit of a hunter who once roamed these grounds. Could this be the hunter's spirit revisiting his territory? Or could it be something far more unsettling? Through the lens of a surveillance camera, we observe a dimly lit hallway within what appears to be a warehouse. A single light casts a glow in the darkness. Suddenly, a shadow flickers across the screen. As the camera continues to roll, the figure becomes slightly more visible, yet it remains shrouded in mystery. This fleeting appearance might chill the spine of anyone thinking of ghost stories and unexplained phenomena. It's a shape that fits the eerie tales told in hushed tones, but in the stark reality of a warehouse hallway, can such things truly wander? From my point of view, while the footage is certainly intriguing, I'm inclined to think there's a logical explanation. Perhaps it's just a trick of light or a reflection that creates this ghostly effect. After all, cameras and shadows often play tricks on us, especially in the dark. A driver's journey takes us into the heart of a small village, the road ahead captured by the dash camera. As the car proceeds, something unexpected crosses the path. A shadow with the distinct outline of a human figure, yet there's no one there. The form is transparent, more a wisp of smoke than flesh and bone, stirring thoughts of spectral apparitions. The camera doesn't falter. It records what seems impossible. A ghostly figure in broad daylight, transient yet unmistakably there. This fleeting encounter leaves us with a shiver, pondering the mysteries that might walk beside us, unseen. In truth, while the video is certainly eerie, there's likely a more mundane explanation, perhaps a trick of light or reflection. Still, it's a captivating glimpse that blurs the line between this world and the next, even if just for a moment. In the silent watch of the night, a camera, either a watchful eye above a secluded property or a trail camera nestled among the trees, stands guard. Its lens captures the stillness of the forest until an anomaly appears. In the right corner of the frame, a shadowy figure materializes. It walks with the outline of a human, or perhaps a creature native to the forest. Then just as suddenly, it disappears, gone without a trace. This unexpected visitor, captured only for an instant, raises questions. Is it a ghostly apparition wandering through the night, a simple malfunction of the camera, or a resident of the forest caught briefly in the artificial light? From what I see, while the idea of a ghost is thrilling, the rational explanation of a camera glitch or an animal briefly caught in the camera's limited night vision seems more likely. Nevertheless, the image provides a tantalizing mystery for the imagination. In the hushed seclusion of the woods, a man films his surroundings, the camera's eye sweeping from one view to another. As he changes direction, the lens briefly captures an enigmatic sight on the street, a shadow shaped unmistakably like a human. However, there's no one casting it. The figure is transparent, an ethereal presence, in a place where only trees and the quiet of nature typically dwell. This transparent shadow challenges our understanding of the woods, a space we think we know. It stands out as a figure of intrigue, prompting us to ask whether it's a trick of the light, a reflection, or something more otherworldly. Considering the clarity of the human shape, it's hard not to feel a shiver of wonder. In my view, while the forest is full of natural marvels, this seems like a visual puzzle that invites more questions than answers. Could it be something supernatural? The possibility adds an element of mystery to an ordinary walk in the woods. A boy wanders through the woods at night, his camera recording the adventure. The darkness around him is thick, pierced only by the occasional beam of his flashlight. Suddenly, a humanoid figure leaps out in front of him, startling and unidentifiable.
Oh my gosh! Help! Help!
The creature, or person, gives chase, and the boy's steady walk turns into a frantic run. The camera jostles wildly as he flees, capturing only glimpses of the shadowy pursuer. The footage is raw and pulses with urgency, making us question what we're seeing. Is this a genuine encounter with a strange creature of the night, or could it be a friend in disguise, orchestrating a prank in the perfect setting for a scare? In the moment, with adrenaline high and breaths coming fast, it might seem like the former. But reflecting on the video, it feels more likely to be a case of human mischief rather than an unearthly chase in the dark woods. Through the lens of a man's camera, we're guided through the eerie silence of an abandoned city. The structures around him are hollowed out, remnants of life that once filled these spaces. As the camera pans across the windows of a desolate building, a peculiar shadow catches his attention. It's indistinct, lacking a definite shape, hovering in the space where someone might have once looked out onto a bustling street. The ambiguity of the shadow in such a desolate place whispers of ghost stories, the kind that cling to abandoned spaces. Could this fleeting shadow be a spectral resident left behind as the city emptied? While the imagination can run wild in such a setting, I'm inclined to think there's a less supernatural explanation. A trick of the light, perhaps, or a piece of debris stirred by the wind. Even so, in the absence of life, it's all too easy for the mind to fill the void with ghosts. The ocean holds many secrets, but none as mysterious as the sighting in this footage taken in Israel. A seemingly ordinary video of waves crashing against rocks turns into a haunting experience when a bizarre creature is spotted. The camera is fixated on a rock, and at first, it appears to be a seal. The two men filming saying that to themselves, but on closer inspection, it is something far more unusual. Suddenly, the strange figure turns around, revealing a pale, blurry face, who then crawls towards the back of the rock before jumping into the sea. The two men are astonished by what they witnessed, realizing it was not a seal. If we analyze the video more closely, the mysterious figure does seem to take the form of a mermaid, a mythological creature of the sea. But could this really be a mermaid? Or is it merely a CGI effect? The possibility of this being an optical illusion is not ruled out, but the thought of a mermaid existing in our world is enough to send shivers down one's spine. The ocean is vast and full of secrets, and who knows what else may be lurking in its depths. The forest is a haven for adventure enthusiasts like myself, offering stunning nature and captivating animals. However, the thrill can turn into unease when something strange fixates its gaze on you from behind a fallen tree. In this video, the man captures an enigmatic creature observing him. This creature casually pokes its head out and curiously peeks at the cameraman. Upon zooming in, we can see the creature's round head, two dark empty eyes, and a nose that's not entirely clear due to the video's low quality. The creature seems rather small, likely a baby. But why is this baby like being so intently watching the cameraman? The eerie feeling of being observed is unsettling, especially when we don't know what this creature really is. If any of you have an idea, feel free to share in the comments below. We all enjoy watching birds gracefully soaring in the sky, symbolizing freedom and the beauty of life. However, this video captures something that is far away from that sense of freedom. In the footage, a distant figure can be seen flying high above in the sky. At first glance, it might be mistaken for a bird, specifically a crow flying at such heights. But as the camera zooms in on the figure, it becomes clear that it's not a bird. Instead, it resembles a human form. Taking a closer look, one can distinguish the figure's separated legs and arms, although the distance prevents us from seeing detailed features. From this point, it appears to have a humanoid shape. What are your thoughts? Could it be a bird or maybe a real-life Superman? A group of tourists decided to go on a trip to the Florida forest to enjoy its natural beauty, and they stumbled upon something truly captivating. In this video, we see a group of tourists holding a camera, eagerly waiting for something to appear. And there it is, the center of their attention, a massive alligator named Hunchback. This giant alligator looks like a real-life dinosaur, with its immense size and of course its hunched back that earned it the name Hunchback. What's intriguing is that even though this alligator doesn't seem hungry and calmly walks by the tourists, I can't help but wonder why these tourists are so casually taking pictures of it without fearing for their safety. They're quite fortunate that this creature wasn't in a mood for hunting, especially those folks who are lying down and snapping pictures.
Someone climbing up the wall. It's an iceman. It's a ghost. Jesus, what is that?
This somewhat poor quality footage captures a humanoid shape scaling the rock on a mountain without any kind of safety equipment or clothing for that matter. The creature shows remarkable pace and agility as it moves effortlessly further up the mountain face. Is this a nudist rock climber out getting his kicks? Or is it something more sinister? The creepy, almost ghostly white skin suggests it should be avoided. Two ghostly figures are captured in this footage taken at Yosemite. The weird creatures resemble a type of cryptid, but instead of the elongated body, they have no real torso. Mainly legs and a featureless head, where no eyes, nose, ears, or mouth are apparent. Note the one-dimensional nature of their shape and profile. The stilted walk that shifts to an almost ghost-like floating movement. The figures lurch down the hill in a bizarre fashion, twirling in a creepy dance before disappearing from the frame. Apart from location, there is not much more to go on. If you know what these are, let us know in the comments. In general, malls are seldom the first choice for a paranormal fright night. Those are relegated to creepy old houses or deserted museums. However, The Last of Us changed that with its utterly enchanting and terrifying mall scenes. As did this video, a night duty security guard in a deserted mall after hours has a seriously disturbing shift. It begins with sound disturbances that provide no explanation for what has caused them.
It's creepy, man. You're so freaking creepy.
Followed by a creepy encounter with a paranormal entity in the food court. Watch, she captures the impossible on camera before getting the hell out of there.
These freaking chairs just move. What the sh... Okay. I'm done.
Clearly, no salary is worth this kind of harassment. A peaceful night at home. A woman prepares for bed when her dog spots something or someone lurking in the shadows, just beyond the living room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f*** is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
If their reaction and hers are anything to go by, this isn't a hoax. Watch closely as the apparition appears for mere seconds before vanishing again. We're bringing you some really clear and compelling Bigfoot sightings in this episode of Trail Terror. Watch as this unsuspecting person spots the bipedal creature with its characteristic reddish fur in close proximity. There is the briefest moment where the two face, the beast alerted to the camera person by their panicked shouting. Fortunately, the shy Bigfoot disappears into the forest, avoiding confrontation. A family enjoying a snowy winter walk spot a creature in the distance, scrambling for a phone they capture through zoomed-in footage, what appears to be our elusive, abominable snowman. The creature appears to be basking on a rocky outcrop. In this position, it looks somewhat similar to a grizzly bear. That is, until it stands up. Bigfoot or Big Knot? Let us know what you think in the comments. Bears are wildly majestic and ferocious creatures, whom we featured in earlier episodes here on Trail Terror. It is unclear, based on the sound of what seems to be multiple bears and the videographer's close proximity to them, whether they are used to humans or whether these guys just have a death wish. The bears being filmed seems calm and oblivious to the camera operator as he shuffles into the water for a cooling dip. Within seconds, a man comes tearing out of the brush, hotly pursued by a large and clearly agitated bear. Despite the risk to his life, he sports a grin as he approaches the camera as whistles and gunshots are used to stall and ward off the irate creature. Tame or not, it is a terrifyingly close call. A trail cam captures a calm and idyllic evening scene. A deer foraging for greens appears close in shot. But that isn't all, folks. A few feet away from it is something altogether creepier taking place. What appears to be a totem is seen moving from the right side of the screen to the left. In two jumps, as if engineered by stop motion, it disappears as quickly as it is spotted into the forest. The perplexed deer peers out anxiously into the darkness. This video is honestly so bizarre, and unlike anything else, I cannot present any clear explanation for why this has happened. Could it be some kind of strange ritual? Or did someone steal or move the totem under the veil of night for no clear reason? Let us know what you think is going on here in the comments. Somewhere in New Mexico, a woman spots someone moving in the darkness just beyond her window. Reaching for her camera, she captures this man taking a moonlit walk. Strange thing is, he disappears from the frame. At first, he is visible and clear as day, but then he disappears into the fabric of the night. Is this a ghost or a glitch in the Matrix? Security camera footage captures something odd moving amongst the trees, just beyond property's periphery. Watch as a shadowy figure is seen visibly darting between the trees. Although the video quality is somewhat poor, and the entity appears for only a few seconds, the creature's pale visage and almost luminescent skin tone is not unlike other cryptids we've witnessed before. Is this what the footage has captured? There is something distinctly creepy and alien about the way it both looks and is moving. Whatever you are about to see is unbelievable. This is an incredible footage of a Bigfoot fighting a bear. I am not sure if this is real or just something edited or staged. And even if it is real, how did this person manage to record such a thing and get out safe? Can you see how the Bigfoot has sheer strength and is able to challenge the bear? At a certain point, one can see the Bigfoot's facial features, and its teeth can be seen. It has a set of really long claws and a pair of distinct toe claws. As it turns, one can see its conical head, which is larger and more elongated, resembling to that of an ape. To me, this clip looks like it is from a movie. I think the Bigfoot is just a man in a very well-made costume. But if it is real, Bigfoot seems to really struggle against that bear. Imagine coming across a Bigfoot face to face. This is what it would look like.
Stop! Please! Please!
Yes, this is undoubtedly frightening. The creature is covered in a really thick and coarse hair. Its face is genuinely intimidating, having a wide and flat nose, resembling that of a human but more robust. It has dark, deep-set eyes and menacing teeth. Just imagine you would have this encounter in a forest. Just how terrifying it would be.
Please! It was an accident.
Well, as much I would like to say it is, this is in fact not a real Bigfoot. This clip was from a blockbuster movie made in the 90s. But I have to say the costume is perfectly made to look like a Bigfoot, and anyone dressed like that would for sure fool me. In a more daunting case, this explorer decided to venture into a cave, all while recording their journey through the narrow paths of the cave. But at some point, he got lost and encountered something strange. As he walks cautiously towards the inner cave, he spots something. As he gets closer, he sees it. A tall black figure with a pale white face. This is really frightening, and the man freaks out and retreats. He is not able to distinguish what the eerie figure is, but is surely a brute you would not want to interfere with. Was that some sort of animal, like a bear, who frequently reside in caves? It looked too tall and white for a bear, to be honest. So, I am not sure what this guy saw there. This brave trio was wandering out in the night for unknown reasons. As they continue walking, their flashlight reveals a horrifying glimpse. A tall, emaciated skeletal with grayish skin creature dashes swiftly from the darkness into the bushes. Notice how the bipedal subject moves at lightning speed, but not fast enough for the camera to not catch it. The three all become aware of what has passed, and they all stop. This creature looks like a naked human being with characterized elongated limbs. I think this could be the infamous rake. The rake is known for its eerie and unsettling behavior. It is said to be primarily active at night and has been reported to stalk and watch its victims, instilling fear and paranoia. This night vision camera spotted a really bizarre creature in the grasslands. A really blood-curdling creature emerges within the grass and comes into view. See how huge it is. It has a humanoid figure and seems to be bipedal. But it looks too strange to be a human. It has a bald head and white shaggy fur. It is evident that it has a lean muscular body like an ape. It becomes aware it is being watched and hides amidst the tall grass. It then discloses only its head, its eyes glimmering malevolently as if watching the camera. What do you think this creature is? Could it be the Russian Yeti or the famous Bigfoot? In this video, a man is recording a bright light in the night sky, but it's not just the light. Around it, in the shape of a triangle, 3 lights seem to turn on and off periodically, as if following a pattern. Even due to the darkness, the lights can be seen in the sky. It seems to be something suspended in the air. Could this maybe be a UFO? It's interesting to note that there have been numerous reports of sightings in recent years. In fact, a new declassified US government report on UFO sightings has revealed hundreds of new cases. The US National Intelligence Office is now aware of 510 reported sightings. While many of these sightings can be attributed to human origins, more than 100 of the encounters remain unexplained. Could this one be yet another one that needs our attention? A video taken by a Mexican woman in an unnamed cemetery in Brazil has gone viral, featuring a terrifying vampire baby doll that appears to follow you with its eyes. The doll, which is dressed in all white and had a bottle of what looks like blood next to it, has racked up hundreds of thousands of views online and has even appeared in Mexican media. People are likening it to the demon doll Chucky from Child's Play, but many feel that this doll is even scarier. Some are saying that the doll must be possessed by the devil, while others believe it to be an advanced-made doll. However, the video is so unnerving that many viewers are left unsure of what to believe. One thing is for sure, this creepy vampire doll has captured the attention of people all over the world. This guy was exploring an abandoned building at night when he has a very scary encounter. As he was approaching one room, he became hesitant for a moment before opening the door. The doors creaked open, revealing a small, cramped space. In the corner, huddled and naked, was a creature that looked like a man. Its appearance was just wild, and its skin was pale and clammy. He turned and ran, his heart pounding in his chest. To me, I think this could be the infamous skinwalker that always appears rather naked. Could it have also been some person in distress, needing assistance? What do you think? We've heard of many Bigfoot sightings with towering figures, but have you ever seen something as tall as a house? This video comes from Finland, and it shows a view of a house's front yard. Suddenly, a massive skeleton-like figure passes through the frame. This creature or figure is incredibly huge, and most of its body seems to be made up of its long legs. It's also slightly bent over and moving quite quickly. This towering figure is climbing up the slope in front of the house. What exactly was this enormous figure? What were its intentions? And why was it going up the hill? There are so many questions surrounding this mysterious sighting. This video is from India, and it shows a busy road. At first glance, everything seems normal as cars pass by. However, if you look closely at the end of the road, you'll spot an unknown creature lurking there. This creature can only be seen when a car passes by and shines its headlights on it. The creature has a humanoid body shape, but it appears very skinny, almost like a rake. The way it lurks there and watches the passing cars can be quite unsettling. Locals in the area have reported seeing this creature around their crops and farms. There have even been stories of it attacking their livestock at night. As for what this creature might be, some speculate it could be a skinwalker or perhaps a rake. It certainly remains a mysterious and eerie presence. This video was captured on a GoPro camera mounted on a four-wheeler as it traveled along a trail. In the footage, we can see the four-wheeler racing along the path before suddenly coming to a halt. The rider stops because they notice a dark, massive figure crossing the trail at some distance ahead. This strange figure, even at that considerable distance, appears quite huge. It is covered in thick black fur and exhibits a walking posture that resembles that of a human. While some might speculate that it could be an ape or gorilla, such creatures typically do not inhabit this type of environment. Therefore, the most plausible possibility is that this figure could indeed be the legendary Bigfoot. This video originates from Montana and showcases a wolf-like creature, but there are eerie and unusual aspects to its appearance. While it certainly resembles a wolf in some ways, there are distinct differences in its facial features and body structure. What sets this creature apart is its front legs, which are bent in a manner similar to that of a monkey, and its hind legs, which also deviate from the typical wolf anatomy. This peculiar combination has led some viewers to speculate that it might be a werewolf, as such mythical beings often possess these unique body features. Moreover, the creature's facial expression appears both creepy and aggressively predatory, underscoring the sense of unease it evokes. Regardless of its true identity, encountering such a creature on a trail or in the forest would undoubtedly be an unnerving experience. Security cameras are installed to provide us with a sense of safety and surveillance, but at times they capture events that send shivers down our spines. This particular video is from Indonesia, where a car is parked in front of a complex. After a few moments, something truly bizarre occurs. A greenish smoke materializes seemingly out of thin air, shaping itself into a humanoid figure, and then swiftly disappears. The greenish hue of this mysterious smoke gives it an eerie quality, and its transformation into the form of a human girl suggests that it might be a ghost or spirit. What makes this encounter even stranger is that after its passage, the entire atmosphere takes on a greenish tinge, almost as if the ghostly spirit interacted with the surrounding light or became visible near the installed light bulb. What are your thoughts on this mysterious phenomenon? Encounters with unsettling or unknown entities can be incredibly eerie, but what's even more disconcerting is the feeling of being stalked by something you can't identify. In this particular case, a trail camera was set up in a forest to monitor the fox population. The footage begins with the appearance of a fox, which seems notably anxious and frightened by something in its surroundings. The fox cautiously approaches a tree and spends some time scanning its environment. The movement of the fox's ears indicates that it is on high alert, clearly sensing the presence of an imminent threat. After a few seconds, upon closer examination, something chilling becomes apparent in the background. A pair of eyes. These eyes were stealthy, watching the fox throughout the duration of the video, likely the very entity that had the fox so alarmed and seeking cover. What adds to the creepiness of these eyes is their height, suggesting that the creature they belong to is exceptionally large. What are your thoughts on what this stalking entity might be? In this video, we're confronted with a peculiar sight, a mysterious creature perched atop a tree without any visible means of support. This enigmatic being displays an impressive sense of balance, maintaining its stance with ease almost as if it were a common occurrence. Its form appears humanoid, yet it's challenging to accept that it could be a human, given how effortlessly it stands on that tree in the heart of the forest. The local resident who captured this video shared their belief that this creature is the fabled forest witch, a figure they claim to have glimpsed on various trees on multiple occasions. According to their accounts, this witch materializes briefly on a random tree and then mysteriously vanishes. The scene is undeniably eerie, leaving us to contemplate the existence of such mysterious entities in the world. This video captures a moment from a hiking adventure in the Acadian-Canadian forest involving two friends. As they ventured through the forest, their attention was drawn to rustling noises emanating from some nearby bushes.
Where the hell did that thing go? I had to be scared, dude. What the f is that thing? Do you see it? I hear the bushes moving. What the hell is that thing, man?
They quickly decided to record what was causing this commotion. In the video, we can see a black figure emerging from the bushes and crossing a field at some distance. This figure appears to be strolling casually, seemingly unaware of the hikers recording it. What's particularly striking is its immense size, standing somewhere between 7 to 9 feet tall, with a body shape resembling that of a human. Its gait and the way it navigates through the bushes closely resemble human movement. Confused and uncertain about what they were witnessing, one of the hikers speculates that it might be a bear. However, upon closer examination, it becomes evident that this figure is definitely not a bear. In fact, it bears a resemblance to what many people commonly refer to as Bigfoot. This chilling video was captured by a security camera and presents a truly eerie scene. In the footage, we observe two mysterious figures standing just outside a gate, bathed in the headlights of a truck. As the owner of the truck approaches, presumably to enter the vehicle, he notices the presence of these two figures and signals for them to move aside. Strangely, the figures remain stationary and do not respond to his gestures. Confused, the owner pauses for a moment, attempting to discern whether his eyes are playing tricks on him. After this brief moment of scrutiny, he proceeds to sit inside his truck and turns on the bright headlights, expecting the figures to react or move. However, to his surprise, when the headlights pierce through the darkness, the area near the gate appears empty, with no trace of the two figures that were clearly visible just moments ago. This unsettling incident raises questions about the nature of these enigmatic figures and their sudden disappearance. This video, posted on the Creepy Captures subreddit, is not for the faint of heart, especially if you have arachnophobia. The uploader claims to have captured footage of a gigantic spider-like creature in his garage floor. As the video unfolds, we can see a recessed area within the floor, and inside it lies a truly eerie tarantula-like creature. This tarantula is notably large, featuring its signature spindly legs and a substantial body, all quite reminiscent of a typical tarantula. The camera person then cautiously employs a wooden object to prod the creature and determine if it's still alive. To their surprise, the tarantula moves in response to the prodding. What makes this encounter particularly strange is the coloration of the tarantula. While some species of tarantulas, like the pink-toe tarantula, exhibit an entirely pink body, this specimen is different. Its legs are distinctly dark black, which contrasts sharply with its otherwise pink-hued body. This unique coloration raises intriguing questions about the specific species or variety of this tarantula. This video is undeniably spooky, and it sent shivers down my spine when I watched it at night. The footage was uploaded to Facebook by a homeowner who claimed to have heard peculiar footsteps on their roof. In an attempt to investigate, they captured something truly unsettling. As the video unfolds, we see the homeowner using a flashlight to illuminate the source of the mysterious rooftop sounds. Suddenly, they spot a head peering from the rooftop's edge. Upon zooming in, the features of this head become more apparent. It has a distinctly humanoid appearance with two clearly visible eyes. Moreover, the head displays a shockingly pale pinkish skin tone, and there is evidence of white hair. The video cuts off at this point, leaving us with this eerie image of the head lurking on the roof. This encounter is indeed hair-raising, and one can't help but sympathize with the homeowner's dilemma, whether to confront and eliminate this enigmatic presence or simply vacate the premises altogether. This guy was exploring abandoned houses, rumored to be haunted, armed with nothing but a flashlight when he comes across strange sounds in this one. He can be seen scanning around, and after a couple minutes of investigating, he is met with eerie sounds. Initially, he disregards them as the noises of raccoons, common inhabitants of desolate locations. However, as the minutes passed, the noises grew more ominous, and a sensation of unease crept up his spine. He attempts to figure out the origin of these unnatural sounds. Suddenly, he spots something with his flashlight. A frightening pale face can be seen, and this makes him to shout in terror. This uncanny sounds are unlike anything I have ever heard of. On an exciting day of adventure, a group of hikers found themselves amidst the beauty of the wilderness. As they explored the open fields, their camera unexpectedly caught something mysterious in the distance. Far in the open field, the camera catches some movement of a black and furry figure moving along the open landscape, walking towards the right. The figure is far hence. We cannot really distinguish the animal, although the video does not show anything more, and we get a very brief sight of the creature. The hikers cackle in awe and unease. What could it be? The figure was far away, leaving them to wonder about its true nature. Was it the legendary Sasquatch, the elusive and mythical creature also known as Bigfoot? Or could it be something more ordinary, like a person with an imposing frame, wandering about in solitude? This clip shows a certain person who had spotted a bizarre creature and decided to follow its trail. A hairy and black entity comes into view, sits on the ground, and seems to be munching on something. The animal notices it's being watched and abruptly throws a stone at the recorder. Luckily, the stone was not targeted him, but rather to shoo him off. I'm worried this guy was dangerously close to the creature, not knowing its true intentions. I won't suggest that this is Bigfoot. A Bigfoot is usually really huge than the depicted creature. This guy was out filming a survival video for his TikTok when he sees something in the corner of his eye that seemed to be stalking on him. When he points the camera at a certain spot and zooms, something in between the trees, a black hunched figure that quickly hides as if it is avoiding being seen. This man decides not to go pursue it since the creatures are not bothering him and they are on the other side of the territory. The video does not show anything else and we only get a fleeting view of the creature, but it still poses the question of whether or not he may have captured a glimpse of the legendary Bigfoot or Sasquatch. In 2005, this English tourist recorded his trip to a remarkable forest in a disgracefully neglected state. As he roamed through the eerie woods, he stumbled upon an unsettling sight. This eerie footage shows what appears to be a ghostly apparition, pale and ethereal, seemingly suspended in midair beside a twisted tree branch. The figure lacked distinct features on its face, leaving the observer to wonder in terror about its true nature. The quality of the video can be largely to blame for this, so I have no idea what we're looking at. The creature is unlike any cryptid I have seen. What do you think it is? Is it some kind of a ghost or just a glitch in the camera? Captured on camera is undoubtedly a type of deer, but it has a mesmerizing feature that makes it truly unique. Its neck is gracefully elongated, stretching upward, and its antlers were unlike any typical deer antlers. Could it be some sort of disease or infection to the antlers? There are, of course, bucks with very large and strange antlers. Some people even breed these for big antlers. Could this be a genetic mutation we are seeing here? Many people believe that animals cannot become ghosts. It seems rather absurd since they're living beings with a personality, life force, and intelligent energy that can remain behind after they are gone. This spooky piece of home security footage shows what appears to be a ghost cat scurrying across a front porch. One can see the transparent shape of a feline walking across their deck. Our bewilderment grows when you notice that the animal seemingly dematerializes as it crosses the porch. Is this all real, or could it be a glitch of the security camera? This video features a supposed Bigfoot captured on video in Baxter, Tennessee. This man catches a glimpse of a thrilling moment. A figure can be seen stalking around. The video was perfectly captured in the right moment, where the large creature can be seen as if trying to hide behind the tree's trunk. The man in the background filming is captivated and asks his counterpart if sees what he's seeing, whom he's also aware of the happenings. The unknown figure casually wanders around, conscious of being watched. At once it stretches its arm, and it becomes really strange how its arm is very long. The creature can easily be mistaken for an ape, but surely it's too big for an ape category considering the fact it is bipedal. This video is pretty convincing that we are in the presence of the alleged Bigfoot. This unsettling video was shared on a TikTok account named PeachAssassin99 by a concerned lady. In the video, she recounts a rather peculiar experience with her landlord. According to her, the landlord sent her pictures showcasing the new windows recently installed in their house. However, upon receiving and closely inspecting the images, she made a spine-chilling discovery. As she zoomed in on the left window situated near the chimney, she noticed a doll positioned behind it. The alarming part was that she claimed not to own any dolls herself, and there was no such doll in her possession when she had last checked. To add to her fear, visible scratches were apparent on the windowsill. In an attempt to reassure herself, she revisited the same spot, yet there was no trace of the doll. This bizarre occurrence left her deeply disturbed, especially considering her strong aversion to dolls. Many viewers of her video suggested that perhaps it was time for her to start looking for another place to live, as it seemed her current house might now belong to someone or something else entirely. This video was recorded by an oil field worker who believes he may have captured footage of the elusive Bigfoot while on the job. In the video, filmed from inside a car, we can see a massive figure in the woods ahead. This gigantic creature stands completely still and appears to be covered in dark fur. Interestingly, the driver didn't notice this creature at the time of recording, but upon reviewing the footage later, he made a rather unsettling discovery. This creature stands out significantly due to its immense size when compared to the trees it lurks behind. The big question here is, why is this mighty creature lurking in the woods? What could be its purpose or intention? And most importantly, what exactly is it? Could it be the legendary Bigfoot? In this video, shared on TikTok by the user Gberir, a girl recounts her unsettling experiences while staying at a farmhouse. She explains that she's alone in the house and has been hearing strange and eerie noises coming from various directions. She even claims to have seen a bald man emerging from the farm's pond, which adds to her unease.
Can you stop? Fuck out!
Throughout her explanation, these mysterious noises continue, like someone forcefully banging on wooden surfaces. In an attempt to address the noise, she calls out, and it momentarily ceases. However, the ongoing sounds are taking a toll on her nerves. As she records her story near a television, something chilling occurs. A figure is seen standing behind her in the TV's reflection, sending shivers down her spine.
I don't know. And my reflection's creeping me out. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You guys saw that, right? I'm not bugging. Like, here's my reflection.
Later in the video, she records at night and reports another sighting of the bald man near the pond. While recording through a glass window, the reflection of the kitchen doorway reveals the presence of someone passing by, further intensifying her fear. The house appears to be plagued by supernatural occurrences, with ghosts or spirits seemingly determined to both annoy and frighten the girl. Nighttime road trips can be both relaxing and exhilarating, but when taken on desolate roads, things can quickly take an unsettling turn. This particular video captures a group of friends on a late-night drive, thoroughly enjoying the music and the journey. As the camera pans back to capture the road ahead, something unusual catches the eye. A spectral figure is seen running alongside the road, appearing for just a brief moment before dissipating into thin air. This apparition had a humanoid shape, but was smoky and translucent. At that moment, the friends were too engrossed in their enjoyment to notice this eerie presence. However, upon later reviewing the video, they made the chilling discovery. Undoubtedly, this road trip became an unforgettable experience for them. A hiker embarked on a hiking expedition in the local forest, initially mistaking something in the distance for a bear. As he aimed his camera to capture this creature, he soon realized that it wasn't a bear, but rather a massive figure standing at a towering 9 feet tall. A classic Bigfoot sighting. This enormous creature had a substantial, heavy-set body, and it moved leisurely through the forest. At one point, it came to a halt, as if pausing for some unknown purpose, before resuming its steady stride and ultimately disappearing into the dense woods. The hiker's encounter was both fascinating and spine-tingling. In the video, one can clearly hear the hiker's heavy breathing, a testament to the fear and excitement coursing through him. Nevertheless, this experience provided him with an incredible camping trip story, complete with concrete evidence to share with others. Videos like this can certainly give anyone pause before venturing into the woods again. In this particular video, a tall, ominous figure stands before us, partially concealed by tree branches. The most unsettling aspect of this figure is undoubtedly its face. Its face appears monstrously eerie, with a completely black visage, large sunken eyes, and a small nose. While this creature seems to be in a state of repose, it's as though its gaze pierces directly into the camera, and by extension, into the very soul of the viewer. Beyond its terrifying facial features, its massive and imposing physique only adds to the disquieting nature of the scene. Identifying this creature remains a mystery, but it seems like a mixture of the legendary Bigfoot and other eerie forest-dwelling entities. What do you believe this enigmatic creature could be? The most unsettling experiences often arise from encounters with the unknown, which defy our comprehension. This video, originating from Russia, captures an enigmatic creature sprinting in the distance. Upon initial observation, it may appear to be a human running. However, upon closer inspection, its posture and movements deviate slightly from those of a typical human. What makes this sighting even more confusing is that, after taking a few steps, this entity abruptly disappears into thin air, vanishing in the blink of an eye. Its eyes emit an eerie glowing light, and there's a brief, luminous trail left ahead. As it dashes away, this creature is an enigma, possessing a humanoid form, extraordinary luminous abilities, and an uncanny ability to vanish like a spirit. This video is sourced from a security camera, and the homeowner is reviewing it due to a recent robbery in which his bag was stolen from his car. As we watch the video, we observe a house situated across the street. Suddenly, a bright light materializes in front of the main door of the neighboring house. After some time, a shadowy figure emerges on the sidewalk across the street, and then we see a person coming from the right side of the frame. This person proceeds to the car, discovers a bag inside, and then swiftly begins to run away with it. However, as the thief starts his escape, the enigmatic shadowy figure from across the street leaps into action, chasing after the criminal. It's as though this spectral hero had been waiting for the thief and decided to take matters into their own ethereal hands. If only every ghost could transform into such vigilant protectors, there might be no more burglaries or robberies. Some people believe in the existence of aliens, and after watching this video, I'm starting to wonder the same. In this recording made by a forest ranger, we can see what appears to be an alien-like head peering out from behind a tree. This head is quite small and seems to possess a blend of alien and human characteristics. Initially, the ranger dismissed it, thinking it was a trick of the light or his imagination playing tricks on him. However, as time passed, this mysterious creature moved its head slightly, convincing the ranger that it was not something familiar or easily explainable. This sighting left the forest ranger feeling either genuinely frightened or simply curious about the unusual being he had encountered, prompting him to quickly leave the forest. Getting a close-up view of an unknown creature is a rare occurrence, but thanks to a Reddit user, we now have a remarkable close-up glimpse of these enormous beings. In a video captured by a hiker, we can clearly observe a massive creature walking in front of the hiker by the trees. This creature possesses extraordinarily long arms and legs. It appears to use its hands to touch the ground and assist in its movement. What's particularly fascinating is the unusual shape of its hands, unlike anything seen in known creatures. Moreover, the creature's towering height and large body suggest that it might be around 9 to 10 feet tall. Many speculate that this could be a new species of Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this intriguing discovery? This video comes from Spain, depicting a desolate location. In the distance, there's a hunched figure that initially appears to be a naked human. However, the way this figure is hunched over is truly unsettling. As the camera person continues to record and speak, the hunched figure seems to hear them. It suddenly stands up and begins chasing the camera person, who starts running, and the video ends. Some viewers of this video speculate that this might be the rake, as its naked appearance and hunched back align with the descriptions of the rake. Another possibility is that it could be an individual struggling with drug addiction, exhibiting erratic behavior. Regardless of its identity, it was undoubtedly a frightening and disturbing encounter.
For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.